All right, Super Bowl night, and you know what I was thinking? We do these Sunday nights, and a lot of people like these. We get a lot of views on them. We just go back and forth. We kind of talk about the week. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit different coaching session. It's more like more like a radio show. And
Right.
I was thinking tonight, and no offense to all the people watching the Super Bowl, because I did watch the first half of the Super Bowl, but I was thinking about how people get more excited about watching somebody else win in their life versus watching their own self win.
That's right.
And I remember when I was coaching Ben Wilson, he watches a lot of these. So shout out to you, Ben. He used to say to me, he's a top producer, wanted to give away $1 million a year to charity. And he used to say to me, Coach, there's 4 types of people that get together and talk about other people. That's the primary thing they do. Number 2, there's a group of people get together and talk about events. What happened in the past, the Super Bowl, who's going to win, who's trading who. There's a 3rd group of people get together and talk about ideas. And there's a 4th group of people that get together and talk about execution of ideas. And that kind of tells you where a person is. So I watched the Super Bowl for one reason, to see how good professionals are at performing under pressure. And you gotta give it up for people who are doing that. So it's going to kind of play into our topic tonight. Obviously, the book still front and center, guys. If you have not got the book, we're still doing an 8-week book club. We're only in the 2nd week. You're not out of it. So if you haven't got your book, I know Amazon is supposed to be shipping out thousands of copies this week. It says in stock on Amazon, it says out of stock on Barnes and Nobles, and we could probably do a whole session on nothing but inventory. I was thinking tonight, my buddy Brandon Birch was asking me how we did last week. Well, we finished 19. In the top 20 books on Barnes and Nobles is not a bad week, guys. It wasn't in the top 10, but when you look at it in the grand scheme of things of how many books came out last week, 19 with all kinds of inventory issues. I think there were 1,500 books that were purchased, Craig, that did not ship. Then there was another 800 books so there's almost over 2,000 books, guys, that were purchased that did not ship last week, which would have easily put us in the top 10 of the Wall Street Journal bestseller list. So we hit 19. We got another big shot this week because Amazon is back in stock, and we don't want to get into all the inventory things because things to happen. Ed Milet's book was out of inventory for a period of time. So what happens is you're ordering we're shipping a large number of books. Amazon buys so many, and you could sit around and whine about it or pout about it or blame somebody for it or whatever. But there's certain things you just don't even know, Craig. Just to be honest with you, if you've never done this before, you don't even know to tell people. You don't know what to tell people. So keep buying the book. We're giving away. We did scholarship 150 kids last week. And those kids are going to be starting their success school. I got some big visions for success school. I had some more visions today based on a young lady that came over to work with our kids today, who actually went to college, hated it, went to UT and hated it, and, is looking for something to get into. And I really think success school will eventually work with that age group, 18 to 30, help them get direction and clarity. But nonetheless, we scholarshiped 150 kids last week, and those parents will be getting contact to go through Success School for 6 weeks with some of our Success School coaches. And so it's a big week for us. 8-week series. I'm going to be this week speaking on Wednesday at Brandon Burke's top First Bank Mortgage #1 guy, one of the top 10, probably top 50 mortgage guys in the country. I'm going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina, speaking on Friday to 2 different EXP groups on the book. So it's going to be a big week. And when you buy the book, you simply send us an email, or you go to my website and buy it, and you come back and you get 8 weeks with me breaking the book down, and I'll be doing that. So tonight we're talking flipping the switch on your purpose and the conversion from purpose to profit. See, people watching the Super Bowl, people that pay money to go to the Super Bowl, are watching people do what they love to do, who are making millions of dollars to do it. Okay? That stadium is full of people paying to watch them work. Okay? So, Craig, the first big question to tackle tonight is why. There's 2 parts of this equation. Chapter 3 covers this in the book. It's called Screw Your Why, How Your Purpose Finds You versus You Find It, which may be one of my next books, by the way. Why do so many people struggle with this formula, finding their purpose? And number 2, in your opinion, Why do they struggle with making money with it?
I'll speak out of myself, frankly, as many of the people that, have come to know me on here and yourself, I have many talents, and unfortunately, sometimes they span over across of multiple different sectors. And so you get the false sense of, feedback that you're doing something well. And then it gives you, basically the sense to continue on that path. But what it's doing is essentially spreading you thin.
Yep.
And a lot of times, we read the book and you preach on it, who, not how. And what I'm finding lately is I really have to focus in on what am I supposed to do? Where am I in my fulfillment the most? And, what are just money making opportunities that I can make money on? Which one should I make money with? And which one should I be doing? And so, I think that's the sequence of questioning that you should ask. Okay, I have all these things that I could do. What should I be doing that's going to fulfill and serve my purpose, that that's going to make me the best at what I can do? Because let's face it, there's lots of things that we can do on any given day. We have more choice, and there's YouTubers making more money than doctors these days, and all these kind of things that could take place, that sometimes a little luck and chance and going viral and having a tipping point can help you get there too. So I think right now it's a very crowded space, for basically, humankind to basically, grow up in this world where like college is almost, a mute point. Do you even need to go to college right now to, earn the money that you once had? And maybe it's even thinking about, what is the educational system? Is it only just to grow up and get a job, to give up on your dreams to work for somebody else? Or is it teaching you to be entrepreneurial? And which I think is what, you and I kind of preach, is that entrepreneurial spirit and what that looks like. So this is a very loaded question. And it's why some people are very, confused.
Well, it's one of the biggest reasons. One of the best selling programs we did last year was called Purpose to Profit. We did it twice. We're coming back and doing it a third time. We're doing it March 9th through the 11th. It's a 3-day virtual event. I added a third day. This is a big subject. This is a big subject, right? And I defined, so when I did the first Purpose to Profit, and thank you for all the comments that people are chiming in. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. When I did the first one, it really caused me to step back and study purpose, right? And what is purpose? And so I started giving purpose a definition: the exchange of your talents and skills to solve a problem in the world that you enjoy solving, right? It is also highly enjoyable and highly profitable. Okay, because when you look at profit, you're a big internal profit guy because you want to be fulfilled, right? And that's what I defined as internal profit. Okay, it's a feeling of fulfillment. So think of it this way: I exchange my talents to help another person with their ambition. Their gratitude or appreciation or progress returns back to the person that exchanged the talents, and that gives them internal profit. That gives them fulfillment. And to me, it is in that exchange where you find your purpose, or your purpose actually finds you. Okay, so this is why we're doing Purpose to Profit. I think I don't know what the price is, $27, $47, $97, but it's 3 full days, for God's sakes, for under $100. And if you never do another thing with me after that, then this will be worth your money. Okay, and so purpose is one thing, and I think I say this: a lot of people who are real talented get caught in a success trap. And a success trap is where they can do a lot of things really well, but there's certain things and that's why I love Sundays, man. I do most of my best thinking on Sundays. I go for long bike rides, exercise. I went out to the lodge today and rode the Polaris on the land. I really think, like, what do I want to do? Right? Not what am I good at doing? Where is there a need in the world that I can fulfill? What's highly enjoyable and highly profitable? And I think about the things. Here's a good way of thinking about your purpose. What are things you constantly think about when you're not under pressure?
Yeah.
On the weekends, like I think about Success School a lot. Like, man, like this thing today with extending it to the college age, and it be an alternative to college. See, that excites me. A little greatness factor. The greatness factor in Nashville excites me. Coaching people on Purpose to Profit excites me. So when you think about it, this is what a lot of people have got to narrow down, and sometimes you got to really go, man, what am I really good at? Because the success trap leaves you doing a lot of things. But I was thinking back in my life that when I had breakthroughs, I never dabbled in any breakthrough I ever had. Like I spent 10 years with, right? I never dabbled, totally obsessed, winning a championship, and I won a championship. And then totally obsessed with building a business, totally obsessed with trying to make this book a Wall Street Journal bestseller. We sure as hell haven't dabbled on this. I mean, it's been, so where do you think for the people who out there who are real talented, like you are, why do you think they get caught in a trap, as Elvis said, and they can't walk out?
Well, I mean, I'll just go like this. You know, when I did very, very well, just like you, I was singly focused. I was on a mission to be the best. There wasn't second place, third place, fourth place. I was like, I'm going to win everything that I do. I was an IFBB pro. I competed. I've been on magazines, just for anyone who's just catching me now. So I was a physique guy. I got paid to look a certain way, etc. Right. So I did all that I could ever think to do to make me the best in the world. And obviously I was ranked up there right with the best of them. So you could literally say I competed with the best physiques in the entire universe right here that we have. So, but I was completely obsessed. I was a professional eater more than I was a bodybuilder or anything like it. I can tell you right now, when you're focusing on the right things to do, nutrition is completely the top of it. But why do people dabble in certain different things? I think they get the feedback from other people, and sometimes they're living someone else's dream. I wrote down a lot of notes. I'm reading a book right now, how leadership actually works. I saw them speak at Vince's event, and he wrote a book. He's a SEAL, and he's got some cool definitions of it. And I was reading some of his stuff that he had. And, you know, I truly think it's that, you know, we haven't really defined what success is for us or what the vision we have for our life. A lot of times we basically just go in motion, and it's like a ship setting sail. If you don't know where you're going, you're going to be wandering around in the sea. And so I think clearly, before you start whatever it is that you're going to do, you have to know what that vision looks like for you. So that's why I always, when I coach people, I deep dive into their past to see how they're viewing the world today. What bias, what cognitive ways are they looking at certain things? Why do they see the things the way they see them? And so essentially, I would say having that starting point with a clear trajectory to know what your outcome is. And basically, he says, you know, let me see if I can pull up his definition of success. I'll do it while you're talking. I'll dig into my notes. But essentially, I really, truly think that people are just basically going through the motions because they're getting some feedback from somebody else, although it doesn't reside and represent what they truly wanted for their lives. And they give up too quickly on their dreams as kids. And frankly, I think that's really what it comes down to. Like, I was gonna be a ball player. I was gonna go pro. I went pro. I actually fulfilled that version of it. Was it to be playing football? That was something I did want to do. But, you know, I found other means to, you know, get the, we'll call it internal profit or feedback that I was looking for personally. And, you know, I did well. I was on Wall Street and other things. So I've had much success in my life, but I find myself in that position right now, kind of like I see some of the comments. I see a few people talking about having a victim of their own success. I am successful in many different things. And it's like, I'm getting feedback, and it's like, I now need to focus in on sitting there and say, okay, what am I supposed to be doing? What's the purpose that I'm going to leave for my family, the generations to come? And what do I want to leave on this earth? And so I really think that's what it comes down to. And people think too small.
Well, I think a lot of people look out there and they, you know, like I was looking at that Wall Street Journal top 10 list, you know, you know, like I said, we finished 19 last week, and and listen, you would know all these people. These are some of I mean, we were competing versus Jocko Willink. We were competing versus Atomic Habits. We were competing versus some of the great books that have been out there. So, you know, I think what I'm trying to show people is, man, set targets and then pursue those targets with an intensity. And in the process of pursuing, this is really what the book says. If you haven't read chapter 3 of the book yet, it is when you are pursuing something that you wake up and go, man, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, this is part of what I'm supposed to be doing. Your purpose kind of finds you. And I think, you know, when it comes to success trap, early in my career, Joe Calloway used to say to me, Burt, pick a lane, Burt, pick a lane. And it was hard to do in my 20s and 30s when I first started speaking. It's like, what do I really want to speak on? What am I qualified to speak on? Well, I've won a championship. Well, I've done this. You know, what is it that I want to talk about, right? And then Pray Drive came along around 41 or 42, and I said, that's it. That's what I want to talk about. But I'm also really passionate about coaching coaches. And you say, well, how does all this tie together? The truth is, purpose has been a manifestation of my coaching. I really think since I started 25 years old, I help inspire people to find their purpose. to pursue their purpose. Now, then I think what we're really good at is monetization of purpose. Okay. I mean, you think you look at January and, I mean, it's been harder to run a business no matter what business you're in. I mean, I got friends that are down, they've lost over $1 million or $2 million in the last year in the mortgage business. I mean, so I still look at it like, hey man, we come out, we punch some people in the face in January. We have a decent January. We're fighting every day in February, and you got to keep going until you find the profit. And no matter where that profit is, and it may require you to do some things you don't want to do. It may require to do some things that suck. It may require to fight through these tough times. But in the process, the tough times actually force you to get more creative, to be honest with you.
That's right. I want to bring up something you just said, as far as the tough time go, whoever's watching the Super Bowl right now, I don't even know if it's over or what's not. And someone asked about the halftime show. I do want to weigh in on. I didn't watch a lick of it this year, just to let you know. I've kind of been over it with the political BS that's out there, with all how they politicize sports. I just kind of like left it where it is. But if you look at the Super Bowl ads from last year, Meta, how much are they down this year? FTX down 100% this year. There was like 3 or 4. I saw a meme today about like, if you invested into any one of these Super Bowl companies or ads last year, how much you would be down right now. So like, the world's definitely taking a hit. And, it's what are you gonna do? Just take a hit and just sit there? Or are you going to go fight back and do everything you can to, offset the, what's going on? So it's very simple for, I think, you and I just to see like what happens. Things go wrong. What do we do? Push through, action, take action, do more, figure it out,
Well, I was thinking about when we were marketing this event for Purpose to Profit that's coming up, which is a 3-day virtual event, March 9th through the 11th. And I was sending Caleb, just things problems that people have, right? I made a whole note. Here's problems I wrote down that this thing solves. And my book solves these problems. Monetizing a talent, which you're never taught at school. Guys, I went to college for 9 years. Okay. Trust me. Okay. I'm overly educated from a formal system. Okay. Number 2, expansion and increase. Nobody's teaching people that. Number 3, encouragement to fight off discouragement. Number 4, hope. Number 5, bounce back. Number 6, purpose to money in the bank account. Purpose to real money in the bank account. Okay, because I would tell you the moves I've made in the last 6 to 7 months, Craig, have probably cost me $700,000 or $800,000 of real cash. Okay, we ain't talking about some imaginary something out there. I mean, the book's probably cost me $250,000 launching it. People don't even really understand how that works. The Greatness Factory was $1 million down to get started, and we haven't even started building it yet. The lodge, we spent over $100,000 in upgrades to the lodge, parking lots, trees down. I mean, it's crazy how much money you really need to actually have some money. Okay. And then a fighting spirit, right? I wrote that down, to find a way to win. And then finally, cash confidence, and that's what I remind myself. I think as I'm getting older, I worry less. I don't have as much anxiety and worry as I used to, because I have developed a cash confidence that, man, I'm gonna figure out how to win. If the numbers are down, I'm still gonna figure out how to win somehow. And as long as you know that, then you're going to end up with some money in the bank account, and hopefully enough profit that you have excess cash, right? Diva, you have excess cash left over that you can then reinvest in something. So that's how you build true wealth. You need some excess cash at the end of every month.
You mentioned right there something pretty cool, cash confidence, or just confidence in self. There's a talk I'll share at some point. I did a piece of it the other day. May 2015, I was at Harvard speaking to a small group of business professionals, and I talked about my time on Wall Street. And I think I was talking about them. The question was posed, like, how do you manage your anxiety and basically your bounce back? And I said, well, look, if it's pretty simple. If I could lose $100,000 in a day, which was a story that I told, how basically I woke up overnight and I was down 100 grand. I said, if I could lose it in one day overnight, then I could certainly make it in one day overnight. So like, have the ability to understand, if you put on a position, or you're going to trust yourself to put on enough risk and leverage that you can make or break that kind of gains, then have yourself the confidence that you can get it back. So, don't get discouraged when something goes against you, when you're talented enough to get ahead. So really just want to push you guys and encourage you guys that, you're stronger and better than you think you are. Don't let small disruptions of business or flow take you out of your game. So really that's the first part, is belief.
Yeah. Well, I'm reading The Confident Mind, and, by the psychologist at West Point. And, he talks about Tony Gwynn in there, who was one of the great hitters in the Major League Baseball. He would go back after a game, Craig, and only watch the good things he did. So here's what he would do. Okay. This has a lot to do with the confident mind. He would play a game. He would go 1 of 4. He would only go back and watch 2 things. 1, when he actually hit the ball, and 2, when he didn't swing at pitches he shouldn't swing at. He didn't watch any of the negative things that he did. And they asked him why to do that. He said, the last thing I want to watch is me doing something negative. So the confident mind is always remembering the positive things. Like for you, you've been on Wall Street. You went to the top of the bodybuilding profession, the fitness profession. You see, the confident mind would teach you that's what you always go focus on, even when you're having low moments in life. You never focus on the low moments. Like, I know how to win a championship. I know how to make millions of dollars. I know how to go out and win. I know how to speak on the biggest stages in the world. I'm about to show you how to write a best-selling book. Now, here's the point. There's a lot of negatives that come along that I could focus on every day. But like you said, meta, I mean, how would you like to be a person? And you said, oh, I'd really like to be one of those people. But some of these dudes lose $1 billion in a day. Or I mean, you look at companies that are up one day and the next day they lose 30, 40, 50 million, 60 million, 2 billion. I mean, this is the way of the world, man. You don't win every day. And I think our world has kind of set us up to think, oh, we're going to win every day. Well, no, you don't win every day. You lose a lot. Okay. And I think it's just the consistency of just staying in the fight that ultimately, your purpose kind of discovers you. That's why I'm really contemplating writing the book, Screw Your Why, next. But now I'm at a point after I spent 2 years writing this book and going through all of this, I'm really asking myself the same question you're asking yourself, which is, what do I want to do? Do I want to coach coaches? Do I want to coach business people? Do I want to continue down this path of helping people? Because I'm telling you guys, when you launch a book like me through a major publisher, McGraw-Hill, it's like having a damn baby. It's like 2 years of your life. It ain't like you just like people that write a little, a book that you pump out in 6 weeks. This is not what I did. 2 years back and forth, major editing, promotion. That's what I would tell you. Like, it's literally like launching a whole business. Wouldn't you say, Craig? It's literally like running like half your day right now has been on this book launch, almost every day, trying to get it out, because it's literally like a freaking business.
Yeah, I told him this week, just some of the stuff that was going on and how fast I had to get people information dissected. And I was like, man, what I had to do the last couple of weeks was very annoying as a business person. In my skill set, I was much more of a helper in between, but it is what it is. I want to bring up something you just mentioned, or we've talked about it a lot, but I think truly after, if everyone has not gone through Purpose Proper, or even if they have, they should do it again, because I think that you're going to find this one thing that is truly important. Part of this book I was reading, I'm just looking at my notes because I take copious notes every single time I do this. It says you need to be internally motivated, because and just think of the guy. He's a SEAL, right? So if you're not internally motivated or have a true cause that you're going after, you got bullets whizzing by your head, or you got these other things. So think of life, stress, anxiety, things that go wrong, bills that pop up, fights with whoever. If you don't have a deep internal motivation or internal profit from what you're currently doing, you're going to be derailed fast, right? So like, that's why you must, be bought into what it is that you're actually doing, and make it the thing that you need to be doing for the future. Not that you're just making some money, because you're always going to feel that, money is not it, or I should be looking at something else. When you're in your profit and you're in your zone, you feel it. It's to your core. It makes you happy. You come out of that and you're like, that was good. You always say stuff like that. You know.
Well, I see Jeff Breeden on here, and his team went out to California, and they said, we're down a couple of games, and this team has really bought into the book. He brought all of his players to the lodge to do this, and they went out to California and had 2 major comebacks. So Kelly Eisler, who leads our success schools, was texting me saying, man, you would be so proud of these kids, because they've really learned how to activate the prey drive. And what I write about in the book is the beauty of your purpose finding you. Okay. The beauty of that is it's much easier to activate your prey drive when you're doing something you're really supposed to be doing. It's very hard to do it when you're not. See, I've been doing this 31 years. And so I still get excited about going out and coaching. I still get excited about speaking. I still get excited about these things. And so I kind of talk about in the book, if you're off purpose, if you're doing something you know you're not really supposed to be doing, and you're doing it for money. Listen, I know people right now in the mortgage business, Craig, that because they've lost so much money, now they're really having to have these hard conversations with themselves. So like, is this really what I want to be doing? Like when it sucks this bad, or did I just do it for the money? And that's why it's called golden parachute. Is it or golden handcuffs? Excuse me. It's just where you're doing something for the money, but man, you hate doing it. You hate that you even got to think about doing it. You don't even want to think about doing it, right? And that's okay. Like I got a good friend that said Aaron Rodgers, at the end of the year, before he came back in the NFL, was like, it just, he like went away to a clinic, and psychologist said, man, I hate doing this. I don't want to do this anymore. But I'm making freaking 40 million a year. And I feel stupid that I don't want to do it, but I don't want to do it, and it's like, man, so there's a lot of people out there right now who haven't located their purpose. And I really want to encourage you guys to get the 3-day experience of Purpose to Profit. I've added a full day to it. As you can see by some of the comments on here, I mean, it's really helped some people get on fire. And I mean, get clear. That's really what you need, is clarity. Okay, Craig, finish us off with some notes. And one more thing, guys, you got to get the book. If you hadn't got it, okay, it's the biggest book I've written. It's got great reviews on Amazon. Thank you to all the people who've given us great reviews.
Success is an optimized daily experience that is sustainable over time. And he also puts there, success is a desired end state. So when you're thinking success, because it's always hard to discuss that with some people have different views of that, right? Like, there's many simple people out there, and I don't call them simple for like the fact of saying they're not intelligent, but they just don't find having to make, globs of money at a time something that matters to them. They're just happy within their own little realm of their world, their family, and maybe they give a little bit here and there, and that's their happy place, right? And that's what success is to them. It's basically, like I said, it's sustainable over time for them. And then there's others that feel like truly they're destined to do something further. That's me. I feel like truly I have gifts and talents, and if I don't use them properly, I am abandoning what I was given. And it's truly like a grind for me to, figure out just what that is. I know where I get internal profit and where I find my happiness. My wife has asked me plenty of times, because I'll just work myself to the grave here. And she's like, when are you happy? And I'm like, truly, when I'm getting my clients or the people that I'm helping, the results that they're asking for. And I could see the success in them. It's like giving a kid a gift at Christmas, and they see the smile on their face. So, there's a transfer of something that's going on. That's when I'm deep in happiness. I like trading. I was an oil trader for years, and that just recently came back to me. And so that's something I'll probably be doing a little bit here and there, because it gives me, a sense of, maybe gets my heart pumping a little bit when we're throwing around some cash and it goes in and out. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that you got to do to decide, but deciding and making sure what you mentioned before is that your purpose will find you. Well, your purpose won't find you if you're only thinking about it. You got to be in it. You got to be feeling it. You got to touch it. You got to have the emotional roller coaster that's going to go with it. So don't think you could think your way to success. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. And I think if you're out there and you're watching this, and I'll close with this, this is why I said you don't have to find your why to do something big in the world. You actually can know your purpose and still not be motivated. You can still be burned out if you know your purpose. But having said that, when you are pursuing something, you'll say, like that, don't like that, love that, right? It is the movement toward something where you go, because the truth is, after this book is out and after we push as hard as we can, then I'll step back and take a break and go, do I want to do this again? Do I want to come back and do another publishing deal? Do I want to self-publish? Do I want to go in another place? Almost like, like an artist that finishes an album and steps back and says, okay, what do I want my next album to be? And they take some time off and they think about it, and then they come back. Unfortunately, I don't see any time off coming soon, because we're just booked over the next couple of months, but it's all part of the deal. So Purpose to Profit, guys, you're going to see me promoting this. And I think everybody on here should get a ticket. We'll post a link, but it's perfect. Purpose 2, the number 2, profitlive.com. Purpose 2. I'll just put it down here. That way you got it, because there's going to be some people who want to go ahead and start buying tickets to it. And like I said, it's, I don't know, $27. Purpose to profit live.com. There it is. Purpose to profit live.com. That's coming March 9th through 11th. It's a 3-day virtual event. Okay. And for all the people who ordered the book, thank you. If you hadn't got your book yet, maybe this is your lucky week, because Amazon is in stock. They're supposed to be shipping thousands of copies. I think, I don't know. What do you think? 2,500 to 3,000 copies this week?
It's up there, yeah, because there's a lot of back order. Yeah.
So let's hope those puppies get shipped this week. Okay. This is our big chance. If you haven't got a book, just go to Amazon and get it, man. I'd be happy to sign it for you. Come to an event, come see me. I'll sign it, send it to me. I'll sign it for you. But trust me, this book will help you find your purpose. It'll help you activate and reactivate your drive. And if you did get it, go to Amazon and give us a review. And we look forward to having another big week, man. Let's go. I'm going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina this week. I'm going to be in Murfreesboro, my hometown, this week speaking. And then I'm going to be in Charlotte. Then I'm going to California, out to Newport Beach, California, and the stop somewhere, San Diego. I mean, so many stops coming up. I don't even want to think about all the places I'm going to be, but I'm going to be out on the road, promote the book. So Craig, another good Sunday night Super Bowl party. I guess I'll go back and watch the end of the Super Bowl and shut it down and get ready to have a big week, guys. You plan, your weeks should already be mapped out and planned. Okay. Right. My week, everything I'm working on this week is already mapped out. I don't get into Monday and go, okay, what am I supposed to do? So yeah, now it's actually
he's not lying. I'm in a group chat with him, and he had this emoji right here, because I'll just call myself out. I didn't check in because I thought we were going to have a conversation prior to that, but I saw him do this, like waiting for everyone else to check in, and there's like 2 of us that didn't. So I saw him. He didn't think I saw it, but I saw it.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, man. It's standards. What we do is we create standards.
I thought we were going to talk first, but that's all right.
Yeah. All right. You guys,
anyway,
you guys have a good night.
You guys have a good night.
Purpose to Profit Live's coming. Get your book. Love you. Everybody needs a coach in life.